Hey, hi everyone. Very good evening. Hello, Harsh. Hi, Jagdish. Good evening. All right. So, as my voice is clear to you all, is it loud and clear? Perfect. All right. So, let's get into today's topic. So, what are the things we have discussed into yesterday's session? What are the topics? Autoencoders. Right. So, autoencoders is the topic what we have covered yesterday. Right, Harsh. So we discussed about autoencoders is nothing but we are providing the same input, and the input is nothing but some kind of damaged image, and we wanted to reconstruct back with by removing some unwanted noises and damages. For that, we are getting into autoencoders. So that's what we learned in yesterday's session. And with it, we picked up that MNIST data set and we worked on and we tried to understand how exactly that would work. So today's task is nothing but we are going to get to the next topic, that is object detection. So when we got into deep learning, we understood there are computer vision is broadly divided into two divisions. One is image classification and the other one is image detection. Classification is nothing but I wanted to classify whether this is Astosh or whether this is Galton or Amir. I wanted to make a classification between this. So for that reason, I'm just going with computer vision, which is nothing but a classification kind of algorithm, CNN we discussed and everything. Now we are going to get into object detection where we are having multiple library supports. So one of the libraries we call it as YOLO, and we have RCNN, faster RCNN, and also we have this OpenCV library. So in this way, we are having different library support to go with object detection techniques. So one of the library is what we are going to get into it today. We call it as OpenCV library. So what is this particular, how exactly we can tweak it and everything we will be understanding it today. And let us speak about some applications. So where exactly this object detection is getting used, let's understand that particular part. So if you see, for example, in our CCTV footages or when this government, if they wanted to install the CCTV devices in this traffic system. So if they are crossing this line marks, automatically the vehicles which is crossing that line mark, their vehicle number automatically need to get captured, and it need to be reported in the database, and this person need to get a message of whatever the penalty is. So this is one kind of application. And what's happening today, whoever is crossing that line, now cops are coming here and they're just taking this capturing process manually, and they will be taking the penalty later. And instead of this manual process, every time there is a human intervention which is needed to take care of all this kind of things. Now, instead of this, why can't I give this intelligence to a machine where exactly machine itself will do this particular process automatically? So that's where this object detection algorithm is coming into the picture. Now, if you have watched multiple movies and everything, when we are taking a drone and we are just flying it off, so this drone is able to detect multiple faces, right? And it is just making a boundary box and it is able to place it. So how exactly it is doing object detection? And even if you have read about some this Israel story and everything, so they send a missile from one country to the another country by exactly locating that particular point. So it's nothing but what object detection. They are just locating that particular point. So in this way, we are having a lot of applications with respect to object detection algorithms. So here, what today we are going to learn is nothing but we are going to take one image and we are going to give it to this machine, and this mission, this image, what kind of objects we are having within this image, and what all this it is going to make a boundary box on top of the image, and it is going to say what exactly the object is and everything. And also in web camera, so for example this CCTV footages, as I said, we are going to tweak our web camera also, and we are going to, whenever we are moving, so when the video is in motion, even in motion it need to capture it. So how exactly it will be doing and everything in a running video, that also we will be understanding it today. All right, so that is the task for today. All right, so this is the task for today, agenda for today. All right, let's get into this. And I think I've asked you to install this PyCharm. How many of you have done that? One day before, I've asked you to install this PyCharm. Jagdish installed. Wonderful, Harsh. Those who have not installed, what you all can do is get into this, and just type PyCharm, download. Not now, it will take some time. You can focus on the session later, you can just do it. Or try to download this community version, which is built in for open source. This is a kind of lot of other things. This will support HTML, CSS, SQL, a lot of support. This one has, but it is a licensed version where exactly will be having only 30 days trial. So download this community version. Again, it is having some set of limitations, restrictions is there, but this is good for learning purposes. Now you can download this and install it. It will take some time. Maybe I think it will be a 350 MB file. And when you're installing in a local machine, it will take again 5 minutes time. All right. So later you can do 1 minute. So this part you can just do it later. But what we will do is nothing but once you just download it and open this, so what you can do is just click on, let me share my complete screen. So you can just click on WinKey button and then just type PyCharm Community Edition. All right, I think I have to open it again. See this? Clicking on this PyCharm. PyCharm Community Edition application. If you click on it, it will get opened up. That's the application. What I'm doing, I'm just so once this window is open, the file which I worked on. So once this file is open, so what you can do is click on File, or for the first time you will be having a new project window. This kind of window, it will get opened up. Okay. Now what you here you can do, this is the location. Just give any location. Let's say this is my not even PyCharm project. We are into this. Let me click on this EDL program, right? So X1 Yoga. EDL is the name what I've created. Let me click on the same thing. EDL program. So this should be the folder where exactly it need to. And within this folder, I would like to create a file name. Or this is a main folder. Within this, what is the subfolder I have to create it? So the subfolder is nothing but, let me create it. It is a object detection. Object detection. Now, if you see VNV is nothing but a virtual environment. Whenever you're working with PyCharm, automatically a new project, whenever you're opening up, a virtual environment will get automatically created. What is this virtual environment? See this, it is a .py file. So when we have to rely on other IDs like PyCharm or any other IDEs. Basically, why PyCharm is nothing but every project will have one environment. So in that particular environment, we will have all this environment related libraries. We will just keep it, and then we will be activating that particular environment so that we can access all the files. So this environment is very much required for application deployment or application building. So this is very much important. So a new environment, that is a virtual environment, is nothing but how exactly you are installing pip install pandas, pip install numpy. In the similar way, if it is another command prompt, we need to go with pip install virtual env. So in this way we have to do it. But here, with respect to PyCharm itself, new environment using this is the what we have to do it. So I wanted to install one package called as virtual environment within this main folder and subfolder. I need to create it. Now, once I click on create from existing sources, let me click on create from existing sources, new window. So new window is getting opened up, and this will take some time based on your internet speed. See this scanning files to index and everything. So object detection, this is the folder name that we have given, and virtual environment, see this, it got created. And within this, if you see indexing SDK Python 3.10 and EDL program, so virtual environment is getting installed. If you see, based on your internet speed, this will be done. All right, and all the interpreter like Python 3.10, and I'm just pointing my cursor at the bottom right, 3.10, it got installed. Right now, what you can do is nothing but just go to your let me click on key button. I'm just getting into C uses Expand Yoga. So this is the folder name, and object detection is something which we have created. I'm just clicking, I wanted to check the size of it. So 9.59. So this is nothing but within this virtual environment I created. Within this, if you see library, a script. So this is nothing but virtual environment related packages, which is required for application development. So now virtual environment I created within the main folder, that is EDL AA program 7 to 9 p.m. And I created a subfolder object detection. Within that, I placed all those virtual environment packages. So here I will be adding some files for this object detection. So up to this, able to understand? Up to this? All right, Harsh, Jagdish. All right, fine. So now the next process, nothing but within this object detection. All right, so here let me click on right click, and I wanted to create new Python file. All right, this is where I will be scripting it. Since you can open up a HTML file, and if it is if you have downloaded your professional PyCharm, you'll be having a lot of other options. JSON file, in this way you can read it. But Python file, I just have something's fine for me. Let me click on Python file, and I would like to name it as, let's say, it's a face detection. So I'm just going to give it like front face detector. Front face detector Python file. Let me click on it. So if you do this, see this automatically .py file, it's getting into this. Now this is where I will be scripting it. All right. If you click on this, let me click on this particular part again, and I'm just clicking on this minus so that I will be having only this scripting area. All right. Now what I wanted is nothing but I want one package called as OpenCV. All right, so first it need to get installed into this virtual environment so that I can just make use of that OpenCV for of this applications. All right, let it be pandas or whatever it is. Pandas is not installed here. If you wanted to go with scikit-learn, so any library need to get installed into this virtual environment firstly. So what I want to do here, first let me just get into this. Where is that? Edit file. Yeah, let me get into file. Let me get into the settings. There are a lot of ways how you can do. So, but here, if you get into the settings, here you're having project EDL. Yes, if you click on this, you'll be having Python interpreter and structure here. So just click on this Python interpreter. So all the packages, pip package got installed, wheel got installed. Now, here I wanted to install another package called OpenCV. So what I'm doing, let me click on this. See this from here directly. So in order to do this, you have to have internet support. Okay, these are all the other packages where you can directly download from here. All right, a lot of packages from this. That's why for application building, people are preferring PyCharm, because internally through PyCharm you can download all sub packages. So now I wanted to download this. What is that? OpenCV. What I'm doing? OPN. CV. I'm just giving it. So here OpenCV, EMT, a lot of things is coming into my picture. But what I wanted is, let me keep it simple. OpenCV Python. This is what I wanted. Let me click on it, and let me click on install package. Okay, and it is getting. See this? It's getting installed. Maybe directly you can close it. It's getting installed. Maybe if you look at the bottom, OpenCV. See this at the bottom. Look onto it. See this one. At the bottom screen, discovering binary modules. It is done, I think. It's updating skeletons. Our package OpenCV installed successfully. So now within this PyCharm, OpenCV library got installed. And whenever I'm installing OpenCV, it constructed based on numbers. So automatically this NumPy library also got installed. Now let me click on OK. Now it is again indexing, and it need to update its skeleton. Skeleton is nothing but it's a processing thing where exactly you're having this working area. So it need to update all these dependencies. It will take some time based on your internet speed again. All right. So now this package got installed. So this is one way of installing it. The other way is nothing but you can click on this terminal. Here also you can just go with pip install OpenCV Python. You have to clearly remember the name. What is syntax? OpenCV hyphen Python. In this way you have to give it. So if you don't remember the name, how you have to give hyphen, or which one takes the capital letter or small letter, you can get into file settings and you can find out. You can just try to do that. Right. So now this OpenCV library got installed in my virtual environment. So to check it out, what I'll do, let me again go back here. Let me again go back here. So Xven Yoga and this one. So this object, earlier the size of this object detection is 10 MB. Now let me check it. Now it is 164 MB. Why it is 164 MB? Let me get into this. Now I got virtual environment. Now I got a lot of other things as well. Library, site packages, a lot of other things got CV2. Earlier it was not here. Now I got this particular part CV2. All right, see 721. Now the time is 722. Just it got done. Before that, all the other packages got installed, like 716. Everything got installed. Now NumPy, CV2, and OpenCV Python. These are things it got installed now. Right. So now we'll just come back and we'll just start scripting here. So OpenCV Python. Now here I just wanted to start with the scripting. Now once installation is completed, we just need to get into this. We just need to open this particular import it. We have to import this OpenCV, and then we need to start working on it. So what I'll do, let me just import OpenCV. Import. The step number one is import CV2. Import CV2 is nothing but CV2 is your library. Now let me give enter button. Now here we are going to get into the concept of pre-trained models. Now, what is this pre-trained models? I'm just getting a question. Pre-trained models, I think we already learned this particular part in yesterday's session, or day before yesterday. We are trying to make use of an intelligence of an already built model, and we wanted to make use of it for accomplishing our own purposes. So what I'm just trying to do, I just wanted to do the same thing. I just want to take the intelligence of this OpenCV pre-built library, and I wanted to make use of that intelligence if I'm just passing my images, it need to create this decision boundary and everything. It need to do it. So that's what's something which I'm just expecting. So let me just share it now. See this. Now what I'll do? Let me just get into Google. All right. If you just type OpenCV GitHub. All right, GitHub is nothing but a repository. All these libraries and everything, they use it to release it in GitHub, which is nothing but they will make it as an open source. So try to read more about GitHub. You will be learning it. So it's just open source computer vision library for object detection. Let me click on it and see this. what home page and docs, summary of the guidelines, one pull request per issue, choose right base branch, include test and documentation. So these people, there are a lot of people, 1357 contributors for this OpenCV library. Only for this, we are having 1357 contributors. So, and they are making it as an open source. And this is compatible with C++, C, Python, and C, Make, and Java. So these are all nothing but it's compatible with all the other language. Mostly this OpenCV has been constructed on top of C++ language itself. Now what I want to do, so within this particular data, here I'm having hair cascades. Now, what is this hair cascades? If you read it, this folder contains, that is hair cascades folder contains various data that is used by CV libraries or demo applications. The folder contains trained classifiers for detecting objects of a particular type. Example faces, it can be front face or a profile face, pedestrians, etc. Some of the classifiers have a special license. Please look into the files for details. Now what I wanted, let me just click on this hair cascades. So here if you see hair cascade eye, which is used to detect the eyes. Hair cascade tree eyeglasses. So it is used to detect eyeglasses. And the frontal cat face, it is used to detect the cat face, front face. Frontal cat face extended, maybe it's a complete face. And in this way, and the frontal alt tree and the frontal face default. So this is what we are going to use it. Frontal full body. So I want to detect the full body. Left eye. So license plate detection. So I want to detect only that license plate completely. I would be getting into this particular part. So now what I wanted is nothing, but these are all the model which has already been, it's an XML file. So the intelligence is there in the XML file. So what intelligence I wanted to do is nothing, but let me click on hair cascade frontal face default. Let me click on it. XML file, I will be seeing it. And let me wait for a while. Yes. So now I got it. It's an XML file basically. So what you can do, see this, everything you can just copy. How exactly it need to be done, it's complete XML file. So now I'm taking my mouse right and I'm just scrolling down. So if I want to write it from the scratch, it's a very difficult task for me to create a decision boundary, how it need to be done. So, but what I can do is nothing but let me click on this raw. All right, let me click on this. So this file, it's an XML file. Let me click on Control Yes. I wanted to save this particular file into my EDL program. This is where our file location is, object detection. Maybe outside this, I'll just place it. Hair cascade frontal face detector. Let me paste it. Okay. So now this file, XML file got saved in my current directory. Now what I'll do, let me come back here. I will be using this intelligence. So let me come back here. Let me click on this project to see whether it is reflecting here or not. All right. So now if I'm getting into this object detection, now this hair cascade frontal face XML file got over here. Now again, what I want to do, but up to this clear, up to this, what I've done, why I'm doing, is it clear? Perfect. All right, let's continue this. So now I just taken this particular file. Now I have to use this intelligence into my mission. So to use this particular part, for what is it something we have to do? Once you have imported it, so let me just do it. So CV2 dot, all right, just wait for a while and you will be having a lot of computer vision libraries. That is Cascade. This is a Cascade one. Cascade classifier. It is going to classify it. Classify is nothing, but it is going to make a boundary and everything. So let me click on Cascade classifier. And within this, it will say arguments. What is an argument is nothing but from where exactly we are just taking this particular part. 1 minute. So if you see this cascade, so here, now from where exactly we have taken this particular part from. Let me go back one step. We have taken it from OpenCV to data hair cascade, and we have taken this particular file. So data hair cascades and this frontal face. So in a similar way, we have to specify the path also here. So let me just give this particular path here. That is within this CV2 dot, just wait for it, data dot hair cascades. Okay, within this plus which file we have taken? This is a file. Let me copy it. Let me paste it. So this is the intelligence file. Where exactly I'm having the intelligence. Let me just store this intelligence into frontal face detector. Something. All right. I wanted to go with frontal face detector. I just wanted to. So now let me just try to read some image here. So within this, within this object detector, let me place some image and later I'll be reading it. So that is, I am within this CV2 dot I am image read. Sorry, image read. I'm having it, or let's say image show. First, I wanted to show an image, whether it is reading it or not. I just wanted to first let me just read it, and then I will be showing it. Okay. So first, let me read an image, file name and flags. So what is the file name? Are we having any file names here? No, I don't have any file names. So better what I'll do is nothing but let me right click on this object detection, new. Let me create a directory, and here let me name it images. All right, let me click on this images. And within this images, I would like to place some files. So what I'll do, let me just go back here. And I've already taken some images. Mm, somewhere maybe. Let me take some images like this. I'll let Control C, I'm doing it. Since it is having multiple images, so let me do it. So within this images folder which I have created, let me place this particular file. All right, so it is done. So it is nothing but it should be a very small dimension. If you're taking 3,000 images and everything, it would be very difficult to take it. So I'm just going with a very small dimension. So let me come back here. An image read. So here within this image, I'm having this reference dot. So let me right click. Let me copy this copy path reference, complete path. And let me just give it here within strings. Let me give, sorry. Within strings, let me give it. And this one, let me just store it into, this is my image. Now this image has been saved here, but I wanted to see how exactly this image is. So what I'll do, let me just use after this part. Let me cv2 dot im show image show. So image show within the Windows name. If a new window will get opened up, and what should be the Windows name? Let's say it is friends. Or let me say friends. And which one I have to matrix is nothing but which matrix? Image. So this is what I wanted to print it. So let me just print it. All right. Now let me just right click. Now I just wanted to see how exactly this image is going to do. So let me do it. Right click. All right. Run frontal face detector. Okay. It is giving me an error saying exactly pointing it here, right? So which means that since we are reading it from here, let me use this R. Right click run. See, this one window got popped up and immediately it is just going ahead, right? Which means that it is just for 1 microsecond, I can say, or 1 milliseconds. That's what it is just displaying it to me. But even I'm not able to see the image itself. Now, what I want to do, I just want to display this image for a longer period of time. So if that's the case, CV2 dot. There is something called as wait key. Wait key delay. All right, delay is equal. Delay is equal to none. That's what it is given. So let me say delay is equal to none. If I'm just doing it, right click, run. Okay. Now see this, I'm able to display my image, but the objects and boundary boxes, it's not getting created. So what I wanted is nothing but on top of this person's image, I want to create a bounding box and everything. I just want to create just a bounding box. So if you're just going for a higher level, what exactly you can just feed this machine and create a bounding box and say, hey, this is this person name is Akash, this person name is Aliza. So this person name is something, any name you can just try to give it. All right. So algorithm will try to learn it. So now I think this is a very basic. First, you have to install CV2 library and then import it. Take one intelligence file. Still, we have not used this because this file, frontal face detector, it's an intelligence where exactly we can use that intelligence file for image detection, everything. Still, we have not used this for detection. But what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to read one image and I wanted to see whether it is getting displayed in my PyCharm or not. It's getting displayed. Got it up to this? Now we will be going for image detection. Got it. Perfect. Now what I'll do, see this very important point. So my CV2 or any of your image detection application, it will work not with your RGB images, that is colored images, it will never work. So what I'll do is nothing but even particularly this OpenCV library will never work with RGB images. Now what I want to do, I just wanted to, and by default, whenever you're using this CV2 library, if you're reading an image, by default, this is also one study, it will take internally in BGR format. BGR is nothing but blue, green, and red format. So we know the file format, it is in RGB, red, green, and blue color. But whenever I'm just reading a file using CV2 dot image read, internally it will take a read in BGR format, blue, green, red. Now, I just wanted to convert this blue, green, red color into a gray color, and then I will be using that gray colored image for facial detection. And then I'll take that again that gray color image and then I'll just create a bounding boxes and I'll be doing it. Now see this how exactly it is working here. First, I wanted to convert this particular part into a gray color. So after reading this particular image, I wanted to convert this. So how do I do it? So it says the CV2 dot. I'm having convert CVT convert color. I have it. Let me click on it. All right, convert color. First one is nothing but I just wanted to give this particular source. Source is nothing but what my image, what an image. All right, and then code. Code is nothing but what you wanted to convert. That is CV2 dot. We're having BGR something BGR color BGR to gray. BGR to gray. You have it. Convert. I think convert BGR to color underscore BGR something. We got color. BGR to gray color underscore BGR BGR to gray. Yes, see this? I got it. Gray. Let me click on it. So this is what I just want to. I want to convert to a gray colored image. Now this gray colored image, let me store it into, let's say it's a gray image because internally that's how it will work. My OpenCV. All right. Now I just wanted to see after converting it how exactly this gray color image is. Now here I'll just try to take instead of this image, let me try to take gray underscore image and see whether it is trying to print it or not. Let me share my complete screen. Right click, run. All right, see this? The colored image internally it got converted into gray color image. Now I take this gray color image and I'm going to create a bounding boxes. All right, so that is going to be the next step. So I'll be taking this particular gray and this gray color image intelligence I have to give it. So what I'll do, so here, now I take this gray color image, next step. So here if you have this frontal face detector, that's where this intelligence I'm able to have. Now I'm just going to use this gray color image for dot, sorry, not load, dot if you see, detect a multi-scale. All right, we are having this detect multi-scale option, which is used for detecting multiple objects in an image. Now, which image I have to give it? So I will be giving with respect to gray images. All right, gray image is something it will be taking it for processing. All your pre-trained XML files will only take this gray color images. Now I take this particular part and I'll store it into something called as, let's say this is a face. All right. Now I'm just using this print face. Let me use this print face. What exactly this print face will do? Let's try to understand. Right click, again run it. If you see here, I'm having some coordinates. So what is this coordinates? Now see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coordinates I have. Let me check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically here we are having 8 people, but it is detecting 11 faces. What exactly this each and every box is nothing but see this. It's nothing but a coordinate. So whenever here it is a rectangular box, right? So it is a rectangular box, each and every point is nothing but a number. It has detected these many objects within this particular image. Now I just wanted to know what are all the objects it got. Okay, did I share this? Yes. Now I just wanted to know what are all the objects it got detected internally. I just wanted to see. So this one, I'm just using this one to get coordinates of my image. I wanted to get the coordinates of my image. I'm using this particular part. Now, once we get it from this coordinate, all right, I wanted to expand because I want to create a bounding boxes. A bounding box is how exactly this will look like. All right, if I'm just taking this, let's say here is my image. This is one point. Okay, so from this particular point, so it has detected XY. So let's say this point, I have to go to this X that is nothing but width, and how many height I have to do it, I need to mention it. So this width and height, I have to make it from with respect to each and every point. So what I'll do, I'm just going to run each and every coordinate need to expand its boundary. So for that, what I'll do is nothing but from this particular phase, for four things, since it is returning, let's take X, Y, width and height. So that's what it is returning to me. So the first one is X axis, and the second one is Y, X point and Y point. That is, if you see an image, all right, let's say here there's an image. Okay, so within this image, what is an X point? Let's take this is my X point, and this is my any Y point. I can just have it. The second output is nothing but my Y, and the next one is nothing but the width. How many width? And the second is nothing but the height. So width is nothing but my X, Y, width, and height. So it is returning, this phase is returning 4 outputs. And how many objects? 7 to 11 objects it got detected. So let me just try to occupy all this information in this for loop. So for X, Y, W, and also height in phase, because it has detected a lot of things in phase. Now let me just create this. Now this phase, do I need to put it on black and white images or colored images? For processing, I just made it. Only for detecting, I just made it a color grayscale image. But I wanted to see it as an output. I will be looking into this colored image itself. So what I'll do, let me just try to take this and I'll apply it here. So CV2, I want to create a rectangular box. So what I'm doing within this CV2 dot, I wanted to create a rectangle. Rectangular box. The first one is nothing but image. What image it is? I want to get this colored image, comma, point one. What is point one? Point one is nothing but this my X and Y. So I'll be saying point one is nothing but, comma, X and Y. So this is my point one. And the point two is nothing but, I have to expand the width and height. So from here, I'll say this W plus height, I have to expand it. So after doing this, X, from this X, from this X point, I'll just increase the width, so that I will be having a width point. So 3.110 plus 66 millimeter or centimeter. I'll just go from left to right, and then comma. The height is nothing but Y plus height. Okay, I'll try to do it. So now after creating this particular part, so now the next one is, let me do it. So the next one, this is done. Okay, now I will be creating a rectangular box. Now let me just try to take a read on this image, create a rectangular box, and I wanted to see. After creating it, again, I wanted to see image, not gray image. Now let me see how exactly this is working. Right click, run. Where is my image? All right, so okay, rectangle expects 4 arguments, but we're given 2. What is the other one? The other one is color. What is the color? It is a BGR, right? So let me give it in brackets. So the bounding boxes should be in which color I wanted to give it. Let's say I would just want to display in blue color 255, comma, 0, comma, 0, which means that I just want to display the color of the bounding blocks in blue color. Why blue color? Because we have already converted to, basically internally it will take the image in BGR format. So I want the bounding boxes in blue color. So I'm just giving it. Click on run again. All right. Now if you see this, 1, 2, oops, okay. It got run for 5 seconds. 5,000 is nothing but 5 seconds, and it got done. So let me give none. So it will run infinite, means there is no limitation. So see this, how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's what, how many numbers it got detected here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So each and every point is nothing but what? X point, Y point, width, and also height. So we take this X and Y is the point, very important point. From this, from X, I wanted to plus W is nothing but I wanted to create it. That is, let me click on run. That is from this particular X point, from this X point, and this my Y point. So from X point, I wanted to add this X. This one I have to take it. So 66, maybe it is internal, it is 66 pixels. I have to take it from left to right. So it is just taking it. And I'm just creating this particular height is nothing but from this 10. See this 310, and Y is nothing but 10, only 10 pixels, maybe something. We can take it in this way. And then 66 to the right and 66 to the left. So I want to create a bounding box, a rectangular box. So I'm just doing it. And as I said, 255, why 255? I wanted to see it in blue color. So blue color, I'm just giving higher value. Let's say I wanted to see it in green color. Bounding boxes should be in green color. So the middle value should be in, let me stop, close it. Let me execute it, 0, comma. This, if I'm just making it as 255, and also let me click on run, I'll be able to see in green color. The last one, if I'm just making it as 255, in this way, we have to slowly tweak and we have to learn it. 255, let me make it as 0. Right click, run. All right, it is red color. Now, in case if you wanted to increase the thickness of it, let me give a comma. And the next argument is thickness is equal to none. Let me increase thickness to 3. Thickness equal to 3 now. Run. See this, now a thick box. So in this way, the point is nothing but it is able to detect multiple front faces. So let me do a quick recap on what we have discussed till now. So firstly, we created one environment where exactly we install this virtual environment into that particular folder, and then we installed all the dependencies files. Means automatically virtual environment dependencies files will get installed. Now the separately I wanted to detect multiple images in my particular application. So for that, I'm going with OpenCV library. I'm importing it. Secondly, I'm just wanted I'm just reading this file and I'm showing it how exactly this is getting displayed or not. I'm doing that. And then I'm using this intelligence file, cascade files, where exactly it got located, and I'm just storing into frontal face detector. And then if I wanted to detect this particular multiple images, my image need to be in a grayscale format. So for that, I'm converting my BGR. And one more point of view noted is internally OpenCV library will treat RGB images as BGR images, so blue, green, red images. So that would be the color channels internally. So I'm just converting that into gray. And after converting into gray, I'm using the intelligence of this XML file to detect the multiple coordinates. Now I wanted to take the coordinates and put it on my colored image. So I'm running a for loop where exactly I'm creating a rectangular box. I'm taking this image and I already got the coordinate. I'm just applying on top of my original image. Now I'm just doing this particular part. That's it. So front face detector with respect to pre-trained library of OpenCV library. That's it. Got my point, everyone? How do we remove extra rectangles? By doing some optimization, Jyoti. So here I'm not getting into optimization everything. You can try that out. Here the goal is nothing but how to make use of the model which is already created for doing our own applications. Fine tuning it will take some time. Call it, you can fine tune it, and also you can also do, you can create a rectangular box, and on top of the box you can also give a person name. Let's say it will create a rectangular box, it will say Jyoti. It will create a rectangular box and it'll say this person is Harsh with 95% confidence. In this way also you can try to do, but you have to include a lot of other things. As a project you can try to do, but we are just exploring the basic things to get started with. From this, if you're working on any projects, that will take some time to complete it. Yep. All right. All right. Then. So this is all about your front face detector. Now, the next part for today's discussion, nothing but we are going to tweak our web camera. All right. And we are going to understand how exactly the surveillance camera is working. Since we are not having any IoT devices like surveillance camera to fix it in our laptop, we are going to tweak our web camera, how exactly it is running 24/7 and how exactly this, it can detect multiple images by creating by creating a boundary box and everything. We will be doing it. Again, we are going to use the same detector, face detector. That's what we are going to do. In case if you wanted to go with number plate detector, you can just take in another XML file you can try to do. So, but here I'm just trying to expose you to this particular, there is an OpenCV library where you can make use of this different XML files for while working on your projects. All right. Now maybe we can take a quick 5 minutes break. We can come back. We'll get into the next part. All right. Quick 5 minutes break. You can go and refresh yourself. Come back. Now the time is 7:51. We will be back at 7:56. Hey, hi everyone. It's all back from break. Madam, okay, great. Jyoti is back. Anil. Wonderful, Harsh. Great. Perfect. So now the last discussion for today is how to make use of this, again, the same XML file to run it on videos, because I just given one image, it is able to detect multiple objects. So now in a running video, how exactly it is going to make a detection, that's what I'm going to touch it now. All right, so see this, let me share the screen again. There is only slight modification that you have to do it over here, nothing much. All right, so the same project, what I'll do, let me create another file. I'm just clicking on object detection, right click, new Python file. Let me create it like maybe webcam, webcam, mm, webcam detector. All right, let's say webcam detector. It's a Python file. Now the first three processes are pretty similar. So what I'll do, since we already imported it, copy, let me paste it. So this we wanted, and then again the same XML file we wanted. Let me copy, let me paste it. All right, the same intelligent file. Now the same we will be using it later. Now we have to tweak our web camera. So to tweak our web camera here, in the previous case, we are reading an image from the local directory. Now I want to trigger my web camera within my application. So if that's the case, we have CV2 dot, there is something called as video capture. All that video capture. Within this, we are having a lot of options. That is zero. If you just give zero, it will be tweaking your web camera. All right, where exactly it will tweak your camera. Let me just right click and click on run. Or actually it got tweaked, but we are not able to see it. So what I'll do, let this video be captured in something called as video. Let me just try to capture it over there. Now, when I'm just tweaking this web camera, we know video is nothing but what? It is a collection of multiple frames. So this video capture will return, video capture will trigger your web camera, but video need to be read. So for that, what I'll do, video, this video dot read option. If you just give read option, so the video, once this camera got open, got triggered, this will be reading this particular video. And this read will return two outputs. If you read it, it will return two outputs. First, whether camera got triggered or not. So that's what I will be getting it. So what I'll do, let me take that output in something called a success. Secondly, it will video need to run frame by frame. So frame by frame, it need to capture. So what I'll do, I'll just take the next output as something called as frame. All right, so this, I'll just take it as a two output. Now what I'll do, so if this particular, see this, if success, that is success nothing but if I'm able to capture it, if it is equal to true, or if it is equal to true, now what do I need to do? Now I have to capture this particular frame and I have to convert it as into black and white images, and then I have to go for detecting, and then it need to return it. So the other process are remaining same. So then let me copy this. So once it detects the frames, once the success equal true, CV2 to convert. So here it is nothing but what? Now this frame need to be converted into black and white. Okay. After converting into this black and white, the next step is getting the coordinates frame by frame. All right. Get the coordinates of this grayscale image. All right. I'm just storing this particular part into face. Now, what is the next step after this? But the resultant output need to be in a video, right? So what I'll do, the remaining parts are same thing. Let me copy. Let me come back here. Let me close this. I don't want it. The next line is for, because we got this particular coordinates here. Now this is not image. This is nothing but for frame. For each and every frame, I have to create this decision boundary. Right. So after creating this decision boundary, what do I need to do? I wanted to show with respect to a window will get opened, right? So in the earlier case, what we have done, we use this cv2.image show. That's what we have shown it, right? So in a similar way, copy. Let me paste it here. cv2 dot. I'll show this particular. This is nothing but web camera. Webcam. Let me say. Now again, this is not nothing but my frame. My frame will be displayed over here. All right, let me close this. My frame will get displayed. Now let me execute it. Let me right click on this. Now I will just want to right click. Okay, see this, it just got for 1 minute. Sorry, 1 second. Now what I'll do, let me just use a cv2 dot, that is wait key, right? Wait key delay is equal to none. Sorry, is equal to none. That's what mentioned in the previous case. Let me run it. My webcam is getting triggered, but see this, it is just getting popped. So which is again not right. So it is only the frame it got collected. So which is nothing but my video need to run all the time. So when I'm just running this particular thing up, see this, when I'm just clicking on it, only the frame is getting selected. Only one frame will get triggered and it will be popped up. Okay, see this, only one frame it is getting done. Now I just wanted to tweak it and I wanted to get it. So what I'll do, let me just close this. Now, this condition, that is if success, see this video read, it is reading your image and frame by frame, but it is one frame, it is true, but one frame it got read and it is just doing this particular process. But frame by frame, it need to read it, which means that this condition need to be true all the time. So if this condition need to be true all the time, we have to enclose this condition into, what is it? While true. This video need to run all the time. Great, Jyoti. Wonderful. So this video need to run all the time. So now what I'll do, I think everybody got it. Let me right click on it. Let me click on run webcam. Is it getting run? Okay, now it is creating a boundary box on top of my face. But again, it is not moving from one window to the another window. All right. Now again, what is the next process? See this? Whenever I'm just clicking on close button, it is moving to the next frame, but this is not something which I'm expecting. Let me click on interrupt button. Again, there is a problem. So what is this particular problem? My video is not getting run all the time. All right. So again, there is some problem which I have to fix it. So here, if you look onto this, let me use this. Okay. One more part we missed it here. See this video read, it's happening outside my while loop, but this video need to be read all the time. So what need to be done here? What need to be done here? Any idea? We have to take this read into this looping statement, right? Copy. Let me paste it here. You all got my point what I'm saying? You all got my point what I'm saying? Why I've taken it inside this loop? Perfect. All right. Now again, let me click on this. Let me click on this. Right click, run. Now I think it should run here. Just wait and watch. Again, see this. Now it is going to next. What is next frames? It is trying to go, but again, it is not running automatically. So what I'll do? Let me just interrupt it. Okay, let me interrupt it and maybe let me just try to run this for some maybe 5,000 seconds something. Let me run it. Stop and rerun. Again, no. There is one more thing. One more thing which we have to do. It is not going through. Let me just interrupt it. Yep. So again, there is one more thing that we have to add the rectangular. And the rectangular is there, Jyoti. Rectangular box, if you see, it is creating it, but it is not running all the time. Means frame by frame also it is taking it, but continuous video it is not running it for me. So that's what the point. So what I'll do, mm, let me do this. So instead of giving this delay is equal to 500, this is not working here. So that's the problem. Yes, so delay is equal to 500 is not working here. Maybe I'll do something. Um, Let me give something like a 50. And here, let me just wait key. Let me just try to take it in. Just wait key. Let me try to take it in something like key. All right. And I'll just say uh, if this key, if this key is equal to, all right, let us give one ASCII button that is Q. For the number Q, we are having one asterisk key. So number Q is having, let's see, what is this? Numbers for alphabets. All right. Numbers for alphabets. So for Q, we are having something like 23 or something, or 83 something. That is alphanumeric numbers. So that is alphabet keys. Keys to replace something. To replace alphanumeric characters. Some numbers will get it. We call that particular, not getting the name, that is alphabet. If you can remember it, just give the name alphabet and numbers to replace in Python something. So replacing letters with numbers with respect to position. No, this is not the one. Or let's say that is ASCII value, I think so. ASCII values for alphabets. I think this is the term. Yes, now I got it. So see this. Now the ASCII value for the lower alphabet starts from 95 to 122. And the ASCII value for the upper letter starts from 65 to 90. All right, and the ASCII values for the character entered by the user lies in the range of 97 to. Let me click on this. I just wanted to see the numbers range. Okay, ASCII values list. Let me take it. ASCII values for alphabets. All right, see, this is what I meant. Yeah, 81. So this 81 is for small q. All right, and capital Q is nothing but it will take, sorry, small q is 1113 and capital Q is 81. That is what the ASCII code for this. So just marked on this term because whenever I'm just clicking on Q, that window need to get ejected or exited. So 113 and 81. So this two numbers, I'll just take it and represent it here because behind the scene, everything is numbers. I'll come back here. If key is equal to 81 or if key is equal to, what is that? 1113, sorry, 113. 113. I just wanted to break it. I'll be breaking it. All right. And then I'll just use else. All right. So else what we can do is nothing but maybe we can just write some statement. If the video, if it is not getting into it, we can just say video completed. Video completed. or enter some display message we'll try to give it, because if you're using if, anyway the video will get captured. But let me run it again. Now will it happen? Share my entire screen, right click, expecting it to work this time. All right. Now, if you see this video is getting run here, and I'm able to see how exactly whatever I'm speaking. And if I'm just taking my face in front of the camera, if I'm just going back, everything it is getting captured. And whenever I'm just moving my face to the left and to the right, but accuracy wise, it is not something great. But the video it is getting run. So the point is nothing but even if you click on this close button, is it going? Yes. See this? It is not. It is just popping up in another screen. So your close button, it will never work. I'm just clicking on it. It is just triggering the camera again and again and again. So this is not something which I'm expecting. So this is what it is happening in your surveillance camera and everything. It will run all the time. Now I wanted to exit this window, so the control need to be terminated. So the key what I've given is nothing but Q. So now let me click on this Q. Done. All right. So this is how this detection is getting happen. And now again, on top of it, I can just give a name. If this is the facial, we can include this YOLO algorithm into this, or a CNN architecture into this, and we can just give a label. If this is the person, we have to come up with a title name. A lot of things we can just include with respect to it. But this is the very base what you need to work with respect to OpenCV library. So let me do a recap again what we are doing here. Yes. So what we are doing here is nothing but we install again one new package environment we installed. Within that we got this OpenCV library, and then CV2 package we imported it, and then we taken this hard cascade XML file from the GitHub, and we have given the path. And then to capture this video, we are just giving 0. From the web camera, if you want to tweak it, we have to give it this 0. And if you are taking any video, if you're let's say you're downloading any video, if you wanted to detect multiple objects in the video, this need to be changed to number 1. That's the only thing that need to be done, and all the other things remain the same. So this condition need to run all the time. So we'll be writing a small lines of script here. That's it. So with that, your video detection is getting done. So this is what I try to deliver in today's session. If you see, so here, if you look onto it, OpenCV front face detected, how to detect single object. Even you can try sending, instead of sending one multiple images, I've sent it. Just try to take one single image, try to send it to the first script. It should be working. Multiple objects, how it is getting detected, even video detection and webcam face detection. That's what we learned today. Video detection, nothing but try taking one video and keep that particular video format as MP4 format. So try send and copy that video and copy that video file location and send it to this network. And you can video capture. You can just change it to something like 1 and give the path. It should work for you. All right, but mostly we will try to integrate these applications into drones and everything. That's where we try to do, or any surveillance camera, we try to work on this. So OpenCV is a very important library for dealing with computer vision based applications. Got my point, everyone? Jyoti, Anil, Harsh, perfect. So again, this is just whatever I'm trying to deliver here. It's going to be a spark for you all to go and learn more about this OpenCV, how to work in a projects. So without knowing this basics, directly if you're looking into any scripts, it will be confusing. That's why I'm just trying to go step by step. So which you have to do first, and then what need to be done. I'm just going with step by step approach to explain that things to you all. So in case if you wanted to explain to any of your friends, you can just, or your maybe your students, you can just try explaining in this procedure, like step-by-step approach. So it should be working there. And also, but with respect to projects and everything, we definitely can't take it on call. So you can just, we need to allow our learners or students to go and explore themselves after giving this basics. So without this basics, because a lot of a lot of resources we can find out online directly without just saying it out. Even in my colleges, what my lecturers, they used to do just a project, go and find out one project, come and deliver it to me. Now where do we need to go? Do I need to pay some money to get a project project for submitting in my final year, what need to be done? Without knowing anything, how do I do and start from the scratch? So for doing any projects with respect to computer vision, this is the basic. So with respect to this basic, you can integrate, try learning more how to integrate it in IoT devices or any web camera. From here, try to learn it step by step. It should be working for you all. So this is just a foundation. So from here, try exploring more. It should work for you all. So is it making sense, everyone, what I'm saying? Perfect. So that's all for today, everyone. So we looked into the detection algorithm with respect to OpenCV, and we understood how exactly this would work. And with respect to PyCharm, try downloading this PyCharm, and there are a lot of other things that you can do with respect to it. All right. Summer, you can just send the attendance link. You can, and our learners can fill in it, and we can wind up the session now. That's it for today. Okay. Take care, everyone. So we do have one more day. Next Monday we have. So there we will just get into something called as and text pre-processing with respect to NLP, how we have to do this and everything. We will be taking it on next Monday, and Monday will be our last day. Okay. Hope the session is going well with you all. So how it's going? Let me take some feedback. So are you able to understand or how it is till now from day one? So Anil says, very well, sir. Patiently, you're explaining every topic with implementation. Wonderful, Anil. It's again, definitely if you're working on the things, whatever I'm saying, it would definitely work if you're willing to make a career transition into this profile. So only looking into the video, it might seem easier, but when you're working on projects by implementing this, that's when the real challenge comes into the picture, and that's when real learning happens. Okay, this since it is a theory and everything, I can just come prepared, make it simplified to deliver it. It might seem easy, but when you're working on the projects, you will make a lot of mistakes, and from the mistakes, if you're learning it, it will be more clear. Okay, wonderful, Dr. Leela. Jyoti, content good, useful, pace good. Wonderful, Jyoti. Anil, really useful. I need to go back to the recordings and practice. Yes, Anil. So I used to say this. There is a 3P formula which I used to follow here. So I think I've already told you that in the day 1 or 2. So patience, practice, and perseverance. So try to apply that in whatever you're learning. So we need to have a lot of patience while working. We'll face a lot of errors over there. So, and also we have to practice it again and again and again. And when we are failing, again, we have to persevere. So we have to come back. We have to take some break. Again, we need to come back. We have to be bold to face this kind of, frustrations and everything. So try working on it. Enjoy your pain here when learning. That would definitely help you all. Yes, sir. Is Dr. Illa correct? Need a lot of practice. Yep. Jagdish, day by day, it's getting interesting and obviously a little tough. Okay. So Anil says, yes, true content-wise, also main important topics are covered. Yes, Anil, that's how even I just devised the content, not try to get into something like how to A, B, C and everything. I prepare this content in such a way that maximum whatever I try to deliver, the ones who are making the payment and learning with ExcelR, most of the content is getting delivered to you all. The only thing is the services. Service is nothing but why you have to make payment to ExcelR and learn it, because the additional services, even if you're enrolling it here, I'm just giving some regular tasks. I will be there to look into your assignments, look into your tasks. If there are any mistake, you can share your screen. I will be looking into it and I will be helping you there. And there is a separate team to look into your assignment submissions, and within 24 hours you will be getting a reply. And even additional post completion of your learning, you will be getting into, they will be loading up with a lot of tasks. And once this daily task the assignments is completed, you will be moved into projects team. So 5 to 6 people you will be working with respect to one team, and that will take 1.5 months time period. And when you're working with respect to your project, you would need to report it to your mentor weekly once or twice. And you have to complete 2 projects with ExcelR, and then resume preparation session will happen, and then mock interview session will happen. And then if you're going through all this particular process, finally you will be recommended to some companies which is tied up with ExcelR. Even I have some good connections with my learners who got placed from ExcelR with 5 LPS, 6 LPA from mechanical domain as well, from totally non-programming skills. It's nothing but they have learned it from me, but again they worked for it. They were ready to face all the challenges with respect to scripting, because if you are from a totally non-programming background, it is going to be very challenging to learn the scriptings. So again, I told them be patient. So within, that's what the timeline is, 6 to 8 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months, we can say we have to be patient for that particular point in time. So the for the additional services and for looking into the assignments for that, if you're having a proper mentor and any team to guide us on it, that would be great. So for that, if you're, I means in case if you're willing, if you're enrolling into any program, so I would be there. You can choose any mentors. Means I am with ExcelR, and like me, ExcelR is having 5 to 7 other trainers. So there is something called as Jumbo Pass with ExcelR. Means you can, if you're attending one trainer session, you can parallelly attend any other trainer sessions, and a lot of value-added sessions like SQL and Tableau, Power BI. In this way, they do have a lot of other programs, so which is given for free. Only one-time payment you do, and you would get all the things for 1 year free. So even after 1 year, in case if you wanted to go for any interview support and everything, ExcelR is there for you to, take you up and give you the support. So for that, maybe nothing will come free of cost. So, but this content, whatever you're learning, even you can learn it from the internet. So, but the point is, if you're having somebody to teach, the learning time and it is going to be shortened. All right, I think that's the major reason. But that's a major thing. What will happen with respect to this kind of free programs and everything? Hope it's making sense. Wonderful, Malati. Perfect. Great, Sai. So Anil, are you employee of ExcelR? No, I'm not an employee. I'm a consultant. Anil. I do consult people for multiple clients. I do deal with. One of the clients is ExcelR. All right. So post this particular session, so if you look on to the day 1 or 2, I just given you the roadmaps, right? So you can post Monday, you can go back to your roadmap and try to see what all the new topics is there. Maybe if you are willing to learn it from online, I've already given you the topics that you have to learn as a beginner. All right. So as a beginner, if you're completing all these particular topics, then start working on your projects, and then go for an interviews and everything. All right. So what are the topics to learn from here? I've already given it. So that to go and explore it. Okay. All right. Okay. fine then. So you can just wait for another 4 to 5 minutes time. So the attendance link will be generated by 8:30. Okay, and Amar will be sending you this attendance link, and you can give your attendances, and then you can leave for the day. All right, just be on call for next 5 minutes and complete your attendance forms, and then you can leave for the day. Okay, take care, everyone. Have a happy weekend, and let's come back and we can meet the last day, meet on last day next Monday. Okay, take care. Have a happy weekend. Bye bye. Yes, Harsh. Take care. Bye. Yes, Dr. Leela. Take care. Yes, hello. Thank you. Good night. Yes, Jyoti.